Hello and welcome back to FrogClan. Today we are picking up. I've been away a little bit, so I'm actually probably going to be a bit more out of the loop than you all. So I appreciate your patience while I get my feet back under me and get back into the swing of things here. I don't really remember a lot of what had just happened, but I do see that the camp is overrun with kits, which is always a sight to see. Especially since we are rapidly approaching our next extinction event. That is going to be slated for 120 moons, and we're going to find out what our event's going to be at 114. Depending on how fast patrols go, we may well get there in this episode, but I'm not going to try and force anything, so we'll see what happens. If we get there, then great, but I doubt we'll get much further. So, without much further ado, we'll jump into our next moon here, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so Jirachi Lightning's tail is healed well. Twilight Glide's joint pain is healing much better, and they groom their pelt, happy to find tears and wounds in it gone. Blossom Patch's yellow cough is gone. Shining Leaves slipped on some rocks and twisted their paw. Dust Apple is healed well from the broken jaw they suffered. Petalkit woke up with a mild headache, but got up to play anyway, trying to ignore the nagging pain. So, good news, a lot of cats healed well. Bad news is that there's no new mutations as a result. Hair Shadow is loitering around WormClan's border, looking for a specific cat. And that's everything there. Just as a reminder, because of the size of the clan, I'm not really going through this anymore, just because that's a job in and of itself. Instead, I'm just going to be looking through the cat statuses and relationships a bit more regularly, and we'll make assessments and comments on that accordingly as we go here. Oh my gosh, there's just so many kits. Look at this nursery. They're just everywhere. Okay, with Sirius Star is wondering how Bright Torrent's doing. He is actually getting really close to Zeldermorph, which is crazy because he's been in the clan since an apprentice. Sniphusk is hurt with a sprain, currently hoping for a break. Websem is hurt with a broken back. I think she incurred that trying to help a drowning cat. She's been hurt for 7 moons. I have seen cats recover from broken backs, but I've seen a lot more pass away. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for her that something good comes out of that. Brightorn is watching over her kits right now. Shining Leaf, despite being hurt, is no less popular as he receives several invitations to share tongues and is simply deciding which to take. Pearl Sight, who is fierce, is tearing up their fresh kill far too violently for others' liking. And then we're getting into our kits here. Here is Petalkit. She has a headache. 4 moons old, so we're still a couple moons out before we get any apprentices. And she's currently a bit cross with Jellyfish Kit. Oh wow. So this is Lindsay Kit. She's really pretty, but there's a lot going on with the heterochromidia and the tortoiseshell pelt there. I'm really curious to see what she looks like growing up. She is noisy and a lover of stories, but is complaining about another kit and wishing they play more quietly. Here's World Kit, who grew to be daring and splashes in puddles. Her parents are Dust Apple and Raincrest as well, and also a very interesting tortoiseshell pattern. I know Dust Apple is a tortoiseshell, but I don't know, I just wouldn't have expected such intense tortoiseshell patterns from those two. Bristlekit is a know-it-all. He is interested in clan history as well, and he tells Flaxkit a fact about snails, and another, and another. And that's our last kit there. So we have an entire page of just kits. Not fully filled out, granted, but we have a lot of kits. So fingers crossed that bodes well for later. We'll send everyone out on patrol. And Merclaw is immediately hearing weird sounds and whispers on the wind. So we'll definitely proceed here. But unfortunately, we don't successfully rescue the queen or her kits. Pebblesock does manage to gather some burdock, though. Rowan Ripple suggests they might be a good chance to practice new fighting techniques with Pearl Sight. Both cats have a nice training session together. There are dark clouds on the horizon, and Mysteriosaur wonders if they should continue. Mysteriosaur does have some passes left. Actually, going into Moon 109, we are into Year 9, which means that everybody's passes are reset. And this will take us up and through our next event, so we'll not proceed here. Everyone else just has a good time catching fish and octopi, so we'll go ahead and jump into our next moon. Okay, so Twilight Glide announces that they are expecting kits. They won't be moving into the nursery just yet. Pearl Sight and Rowan Ripple are killed by a gang of rogues. So they were mates. I think it is kind of logical that they were out alone together, probably just on a solo training mission or even like a flirtation thing, but they were ambushed and rogues got the better of them. So that's really sad. Basil Nibble feels as though they're living through a nightmare. Their kit can't really be dead. Basil Nibble's body feels heavy with exhaustion. Still though, they sluggishly amble around camp, hoping somewhere, somehow, they find Pearl Sight alive, well, and happy. The past moon, they have taken their place in StarClan and their losses mourned. Sniphusk's brain is feeling much better, but they've gotten a running nose. Bright Torrent finally feels back to normal after the strain of birthing a litter. Webstem's broken back is healed, and they've made a full recovery against all odds. That's great. Lizard Sky has gotten a running nose. Petalkit feels relieved as their headache is gone. A Flax Kit was grabbed by a seagull, but luckily Bright Torrent saved them. The kit's still left injured. Oof. And Flax Kit caught an insect while sneaking outside of camp and wears its wings proudly as a trophy of their journey. So what most likely happened was Flax Kit was sneaking out of camp, caught a bug, happily decided to wear its trophy, and then was grabbed by a seagull for their efforts. Okay, I'll check out our cats here. The Seer Star is feeling blessed this moon. Pebblestock is realizing what an omen might mean. Since Pearl Sight was possibly going to be the cat to get us our, warning about what's to come, I think that it's probably going to go back to defaulting to Medicine Cat. Or the leader, but we'll see. Jirachi Lightning is wondering how Twilight Glide is doing. Very appropriate. She's wondering how her daughter is handling the pregnancy. Alright, here's Webstem, all healed up, against all odds. She did not get a scar from the event, which is okay, since she actually recovered from the event. Flaxkid is hunting bugs still, it seems. Poor little Scrap is hurt. This is what they look like with their insect wing, though healthy. It looks like they are hurt with a claw wound. So that definitely could have ended up worse for him. We'll keep our fingers crossed he makes a good recovery. Lagoon Kit wishes other cats would stop babying them. He is getting close to apprenticeship, so he is probably feeling a lot more grown up than he is. Meanwhile, Fleet Kid is tired of waiting to be an apprentice. Bright Torrent has some interesting dichotomy with one of her own kits, Weavile Kit. She has quite a bit of like for Weavile, and especially in comparison to Fleet, but also has quite a bit of dislike and jealousy there. So it's definitely possible that something happened that made her jealous of her own kit, but it's very interesting to see that in comparison to the rest. Okay, I didn't see anything else interesting cropping up there quite yet. A lot of the older cats are honestly pretty strongly attached to one another in some capacity or another, which, given how long they've been together, that's not really surprising. But the vast majority of the clan is generally pretty young, all things considered. So they don't have nearly as established of connections as the older cats do, especially some of our more long-term members here. But again, that's not really surprising at all. Pebble Sock gathers some horsetail. Merclaw is unsuccessful. Quietly, Blossom Patch brings Raincrest aside as they work on their chores, asking for help with wording something difficult. Blossom Patch talks about how sometimes, often even, they feel like they're tripping over their own tongue, never able to say anything helpful or pretty. But Raincrest meows that in a way. Blossom Patch says such meaningful and beautiful things. They don't want Blossom Patch to change. Okay, so that's like a flirtation ship setting. I generally wasn't really expecting that. I sent those two out because their experience is pretty low, so I was hoping for an actual training session, but that was really cute. So let's see if anything develops between those two. Ooh, our patrol finds a kitty pet who's interested. We banter, making them feel more welcome. We don't have to do much convincing. The kitty pet seems happy to join. Free has joined the clan. Let's check out Free. So Free is an adult female cat with heather blue eyes and a mackerel golden pelt. She's got short fur, a green nylon collar. She's cunning with a keen eye and great storytelling skills, formerly a kitty pet. She joined the clan by choice. Okay. Let's go ahead and roll and see what traits, if any, she's bringing to the clan with her. Okay, so Free does in fact have one trait, and we roll for slit eyes. So, not too shabby. I am going to go ahead and randomize the suffix for her. So it looks like Free Feather will be her name. And I don't know why. That just feels kind of suiting. We'll see if she was up to that. Our patrol is cautiously moving towards the sound of barking. We spot a dog chasing something. It's a cat. We jump into action and chase the dog off without much difficulty. A group of cats is much different than a single one. However, the distressed loner seems to think that we're a threat and takes a swipe at Creek Jumble before running off. Creek Jumble got a claw wound, and we've met Flight. Let's see. So this is Flight. A young adult male with hazel eyes and a rosette pelt. He's troublesome with a deep, dark forest bond. So maybe it's okay that that one got away. Okay, nothing much interesting in the rest of the patrol, is just a dog. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll time skip again. Okay, we have quite a few ceremonies here. We'll go ahead and start up at the top. Petal Kit loudly complains as Lizard Sky pulls them over to quickly groom their pelt. They manage to wriggle away and scurry off to the front of the crowd for their ceremony, where they have renamed Petal Paw and apprentice a Bright Torrent. Blackspaw silently swears to StarClan to do their best for the clan as they touch noses with Wee Crackle. Chasing Kit loudly complains as Lizard Sky pulls them over to groom their pelt. They are renamed to Chasing Paw and apprentice Shining Leaf. Iris Kit loudly complains as Lizard Sky pulls them over to groom their pelt. They scurry away, where they rename to Iris Paw and apprentice a Dust Apple. Iris Paw decides they'd rather spend their time helping around camp and entertaining the kits. They are welcomed into the Elder's Den. They are given the name Iris Shadow in honor of their contributions to FrogClan. Very interesting. I've never seen that before. I'm curious to see exactly what that's gonna be. Lagoon Paw fidgets impatiently beside Raincrest as they wait for the meeting to end. They're finally an apprentice. They were in a hurry up and get out there and go, go, go. Maplepaw sits excitedly beside Websim as the meeting ends and hopes they'll do something exciting like battle training first. Their claws are itching to tear at something. That's pleasant. Twilight Glide thinks that they'll have a large litter and move into the nursery as they don't believe they can efficiently perform their duties. Sniphusk no longer has a running nose, but they did misstep and slip from a rock, spraining their paw. Jirachi Lightning got heat exhaustion, while Shining Sprain is healed. Dust Apple is healed from the strain of delivering their litter. Lizard Sky's running nose has finally stopped running, but they've gotten fleas. Maplepaw mistook a hare for a rabbit while hunting and their eyes were scratched, a valuable lesson learned. As their herb stores are inspected by the medicine cats, it's noticed that all the mallow's gone bad and will have to be replaced. So, Maplepaw, who, judging by their apprentice ceremony, probably has a bloodthirsty trait, immediately went to try and tear into something and got a very valuable lesson learned. So, let's check out what's going on here. Lizard Sky and Free Feather, both relatively recent additions to the clan, are sparring together. Dust Apple's feeling happy, which makes sense. Her kids are growing up and she's feeling better. Wee Crackle almost died of embarrassment after a recent fumble on a patrol, but she was trusted enough to get an apprentice, so I think Wisteria Star is trying to make her feel a bit more welcome in the clan, even though I don't know that she feels welcome to the clan. So it looks like Raincrest and Blossom Patch do have a little bit of mutual feeling for one another. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll see how they do together. Raincrest is feeling down. I hope it's not related to that decision. Okay, so here's Petalpaw. She's childless and splashes and puddles and is currently feeling unappreciated. Flaxpaw is saving the softest bedding for their own nest. He's still injured, but he's loyal and splashes and puddles. Chasing Paw is wondering how Hair Shadow is doing. She is adventurous and splashes and puddles. Lagoon Paw got caught trying to sneak out of camp without a warrior. He grew to be troublesome and a careful listener. He's apprentice to Raincrest, so maybe Raincrest is actually just a bit more upset about getting the troublesome apprentice. Maplepaw is not fierce or bloodthirsty like I thought. She is competitive, but quick to make peace. Her mentor is Websim, and she has damaged eyes. So, we'll see how Maplepaw does. I'm hoping it's not like the books where she goes blind from that. So here's Iris Shadow, who's currently feeling alone in their struggles. Adolescent male, nervous and splashes and puddles. He was born deaf, so that's probably why he was just automatically given a name and sent to the Elder Den. I'm a little torn just because I don't necessarily want like that to hold them back. But at the same time, if like that's what Iris Shadow wants, then I'll respect that and I'll let him stay in the Elder's Den. He'll be well taken care of anyway. I'm just a little concerned about how his lack of any experience is gonna help him go throughout life. But he'll be like a designated kit sitter and den builder, I'm sure, and he'll be good. Fleet Kid is crying after roughhousing too hard with older cats, probably the new apprentices. Whimsy Kit wishes others would stop babying them. Bristle Kit is able to name 20 kinds of birds. Okay, we'll go ahead and send everybody out on patrol. We're gonna have a lot of training with all these apprentices. And the rest will probably be border. Brightorn takes Petal Paw out but doesn't step up to teach, and everyone feels awkward and irritated. Chasing Paw isn't acting like their usual self, and when Shining Leaf gently asks what's wrong, Chasing Paw breaks down, wailing that they're not doing good enough, even though they're really trying. Shining Leaf curls around them, purring softly, and tells the story of their own apprentice days and their own mistakes. Shining Leaf chuckles at the look on their face, promising that nobody but them will remember their mistakes. Raincrest and Lagoon Paw find a good spot to bask. Raincrest smiles, inviting Lagoon Paw to sit down. The apprentice is a little stiff at first, unsure how to act. That's actually what Raincrest wants to work on here. FrogClan contains cats of all ages, skills, and talents. It's important to work on being comfortable with everyone, just as important as working on respecting them. They're all FrogClan after all. Both our medicine cats find some tansy and goldenrod. We spy a fat rabbit on the other side of the border. Tempting opportunity, but it may not be wise. We're gonna proceed anyway. I just want to save as many passes as I can. We pass without hesitation, and our transgression goes unnoticed. With Siriusar sees 2 kits from Bog Clan playing close to the border. We are an Eclipse Clan, so we'll just proceed normally. We order the patrol, except Free Feather, back to camp, and with Siriusar and Free Feather grab the kits by their scruffs, going back to the clan's camp. And the clan is very grateful for us, thanking us profusely. Alright, the patrol hears desperate screams coming from a nearby lake. I don't think we'd want to pass up on this. I think it's just in FrogClan's nature to try and help the downtrodden. But I'm really nervous because both Blossom Patch and Lizard Sky don't have the most experience. And we don't have the best traits for this, but I don't think our cats would say no to helping another cat in need. Okay. The patrol races towards the sound. We're puzzled when they see only a lone two-leg, but grim realization soon dawns on them when we hear the screams coming from the bag the two-leg is holding. Jumping into action, we startle two-leg into letting go of the bag. While the rest of the patrol claws the ankles of the now furious two-leg, Hazel, Nibble, and Lizard Sky quickly and quietly get the old shivering cat out of sight, promising them safety and welcome for as long as they'd like. And Bip and Bop has joined the clan, and our reputation towards outsiders has improved. Bip and Bop, for those who don't know, is a type of meal. Let's check them out. Okay, so Bip and Bop is looking around camp with wonder. He's a senior male with copper eyes and a 2-colored, dappled, speckled pelt, which is really cute. He's pretty old at 205 moons, charismatic and a good climber, formerly a kitty pet. He is injured with head damage. This is what he looks like, healthy, throughout his younger years here. That is immensely adorable. I'm not the most hopeful about traits here, just given my usual luck, but we'll roll to see if he has anything at all anyway. Okay, so Bip and Bop here has a streamlined head, slit eyes, thick rough body, scaly tail, and huge paws. This was probably one of my most successful rolls for traits ever, so he has to be okay. We are also just going to randomize a suffix for him. And Bip and Bop Blur is welcome to the clan. I can't express how much I love this. And At least little Irish Shadow here is gonna have somebody in the Elder Zone to keep them company for the time being. Alright, that's all I got time for today, so I hope you enjoyed that. Next time we should be getting into our prophecy for our next event that's to come. The 4th of 5 events. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you then. Until next time, stay safe and happy, and bye!